I'm allowed to say bad words. These two Spocks has got me all fucked up. It really does.
We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Spock caught the Spock.
I know, I see in your face. You're just trying to figure out why it's good, but it's not.
There's skeeting Infinity Stones all over the place.
Stick around, 'cause I am coming back. And I know someday I'm gonna make it big.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just sit here.
Seriously.
That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway, all right, let's get to the show. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I am John.
Nick?
And I am Jamie.
We have a special guest this week, gentlemen. We talk about superheroes all the time. You know, we talk about Infinity War, we talk about Captain America and everything, but we have an actual real-life superhero within our midst. He's a member of our local law enforcement. He's someone we know and love, our friend Jerry. Jerry, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm not a hero, just a guy.
Yeah, that's what all the heroes say.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes.
That's right. So, Jerry, we're going to get into the fray. Basically, how we do this is we'll throw down with a little bit of news, and then we'll see where the conversation takes us. And the big thing about this is that it is a conversation. And it's just, you know, we talked about this in the very beginning, before we even started the podcast. And for people that are new to listening, we like to think of it as that conversation you have on the way home from the movie. You know, when you're jazzed up or disappointed. I'm looking at you, Jamie.
Hey, I didn't bring it up, man. I just want to state that.
One?
Yeah, jazzed up or disappointed about a particular movie, just whatever, and just see, share thoughts, share about the experience, and it's largely about movies, but we also dip into, television and comic books.
Well, real quick, I just want to say, are we going to get into how much it's made so far?
Yeah, so we'll dip into the news. I mean, we typically start out with box office. So, being the dutiful member of this rabble, I did capture the latest. So we keep talking about box office and the ongoing story was about how Black Panther was just kicking ass. Week after week, it was holding on strong. It was, definitely one of the crushers when it came to Marvel movies that were put out. But as anticipated, Infinity War just came in like a heavyweight champ and just crushed.
It didn't even crush it. It crushed the number. They anticipated maybe 200 million.
Yeah.
250 was it, the final number?
$257 million out of the gate. The weekend box office.
Wow. Two of those tickets were mine.
Yes. So $20 was definitely those earmarked 10 spots were
You put
Nick's.
him over the top, thank God.
That's right.
I was the guy.
Yeah, you were the guy.
Dude, big Bob Iger, dude.
Yeah, Big
Dude.
Bob is
Dude.
Cashing that in, dude.
There's skeeting Infinity Stones all over the place.
So it did 257 million. It crushed. It became the top earner in movie history.
It beat Last Jedi.
Beat Last Jedi.
Weird.
Beat
Oh, really?
Force Awakens.
I cannot.
Did it really? I didn't know that.
It's number one all time. Beat Force Awakens by what? 10 million?
Yeah, I think it was about 10 million. But it's still chugging along. Midweek, so this is as of yesterday, according to Box Office Mojo, it's at $322 million.
Didn't you send us a message, or you, Jamie, that it beat Justice League in one weekend through the whole...
Yes.
That's
It
insane.
killed Justice League's whole run.
Yes,
in one weekend. That's like, remember Punch-Out?
Yeah.
Remember Glass Joe?
No, I don't remember.
Glass Joe was the first dude you fought in Punch-Out.
Oh, yeah. He just not.
He was like an appetizer.
So just reskin and make Glass Joe, Justice League, and then
I still don't believe when you go into it thinking about these comic book movies, and if you're just a comic book fan, like I know you two are, the first superheroes you ever would think about before these movies ever came out was Superman, Batman, then maybe Spider-Man.
Yep.
And they can't do it right.
Yeah.
It still boggles the mind how you not get these two characters right on a big screen together.
Yeah, totally.
It's all about the story, man.
You're right.
All
Jamie
about the
preaches
story.
it.
All the time.
It is.
And listen, the proof is in the pudding. Well, I shouldn't say pudding now with Bill Cosby. Damn.
Hey, we don't go there, Jamie. Not on this show.
But, you know what I mean? Like,
Cliff Rohypnol Huxtable.
yeah.
Fat Albert. Wasn't he Fat Albert too?
He was.
That's right.
That's
He
right. He
was.
did that whole gig.
Yeah, he did everything, man. Back in the 80s, he was the man.
So
little
Jerry,
things in
this will
drink.
give you a quick glimpse on how we roll. We'll meander from one topic to the next.
Good, because I do have questions.
You have questions? Have you seen Infinity War?
No, but here's my question.
Go for it.
I'm allowed to say bad words?
Yes.
Fucking
Okay.
A.
We got a swear
What the
jar. You
fuck
didn't
is
see
with
our swear
Batman
jar?
versus Superman?
Yes, but
Because then I watched Wonder Woman,
yes,
which I thought was awesome.
It was fantastic.
Right. And then I got confused because I watched another Marvel one about that I should have watched Batman versus Superman first, and I got lost.
yeah. It was, well, so one, we do have a swear jar.
Oh, wow.
So
I
so-
think I'm
I
leading the
have to
pack.
put some IOUs
Jamie, or
in there.
you take that?
Yeah, I say all sorts of words.
You get it. All we got to do is get on the topic of Last Jedi, and the fucks just come out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we've dabbled in a little bit of female anatomy
But this
as well.
Batman versus Superman. You have to answer this question because I don't understand that one. I couldn't even. I watched it for like an hour. I'm like, I can't watch it no more.
yeah, it's a rough watch. I
Yeah.
mean, it's one of those things where you're a perfect example of how some of these Marvel movies have. You didn't have to be a comic book person. You didn't have to be, all out. I go to Comic-Con and I'm an all out geek for this stuff to appreciate the movies. I mean,
Yeah.
Cindy is a perfect example of someone who's been like, and I mentioned this in the last podcast, which is the conversation in my house has changed from go see the movie, go watch your geeky stuff. I'm going to stay here and you go have fun to, oh my God, what movie's coming out from Marvel or from whatever superhero movie?
I want to see it too.
Yeah, I'm coming. She's going to. I'm going for my second viewing of Infinity War. I actually screwed up, and I assumed that she wasn't going to go,
Oh,
and I bought tickets, and she goes, "Well, did you get my ticket?" And I was like, I quickly got on Fandango, and I was like, "Please let there be a seat."
Because
Please
you know
let there be a
what?
seat.
Because you know what would happen is he wouldn't be seeing it a second time.
Hell, I'd be in the car.
I'd be staying home with the dogs.
Yeah, right.
Luckily, I got the seat. She's sitting way up front, but now I'm just kidding.
No,
We're all
but you're.
together.
It's just Infinity War. You have to see it a second time, and you have to see it, Jerry.
I want to see it.
Dude,
Yeah.
Batman and Superman, and then another good example is I always bring up the WB shows, the guilty pleasures I like to
yeah.
call them.
They do
they
them
are
better.
guilty pleasures.
but they do them better on.
yeah, the Supergirl, it's like Superman, Supergirl, they're very hard to like grasp because it's an impossible person to defeat, right? So then when I watched Supergirl a couple times, and when she gets like a cut and gets an infection, it's like, come on, man,
Right.
that's Supergirl.
Right.
That makes no sense. It's like okay, Batman's gonna wear a suit and he's gonna beat up on Superman.
Oh, you're talking about with the
I'm just like
BB.
in
Yeah.
general. It's like, dude, Batman isn't going to kick Superman's ass on his worst day.
And ever.
Yeah, ever. Not
Ever.
ever.
Right.
I don't.
Hence the
I get-
word Superman.
Yeah, I mean, I know the suit with the kryptonite and all that stuff. Dude, it's weak. It's
They
a
say
weak
he's the
story.
hardest
That's
character
why-
to write for.
He is because there's only one weakness for him, and that's kryptonite. Outside that, there's nothing. They tried
I
to.
think there's other ones.
Well, they did the dabble with
Like-
the magic
like
and
pussy.
Yeah.
well, yeah, Lois Lane.
You always want to know how that went down too. You know what I mean? Like
What?
when he's
He
in the
just showed
sack.
it's restraint, man.
I guess, dude.
He hops into that chamber,
Yeah.
You're actually
Gets
getting
beat
into
up-
the literal
gets
here.
beat up in the bar.
He's able, that's how he's able
Oh,
to
don't
handle it.
knock that one. I actually like that Superman. That original Zod one.
That one was weird.
The original Zod
one
one?
with Zod.
No, when he went in the pod.
Yeah.
That was the original one, right?
Yeah, that was Superman 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And all the big baddies were the Kryptons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then he hops in the chamber because he wants to be mortal,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And so,
Realize that's a fucking
That was
mistake.
a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck wants to do that?
He gets beat up in a barn. He's like, I gotta go back, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't take this shit.
It takes one getting the shit kicked out of you by some hillbilly to be like, hey, yeah, maybe I should probably not have done that.
yeah, definitely not. So,
Yeah.
so Avengers, of course, crushed the box office. They're still going strong. $322 million to date as of today's the 3rd, so as of yesterday. A Quiet Place. Like I feel bad for every movie that's out right now that's trying to eke out a living compared to this behemoth that's just
But
sucking up all the dollars.
You gotta hand it to A Quiet Place. I mean, it wasn't even
my
projected.
God.
It wasn't even projected to do anything. And look at what is it, 150 million already?
I hear good things.
$148 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal. It was projected to do what, 40?
Yeah, real quick, can we shit on Rotten Tomatoes for a little bit?
Oh,
Yes.
let's go, dude. Bring it
Dude,
out.
like, you guys suck, dude. Like, who is your backer?
yeah. Well,
Seriously, I mean, come on, man.
I want to know who makes the decisions because some of them I think are way off.
I think most
That's
of them
where
are
we're
way
going,
off.
dude.
That's
Who is
yeah.
the Rotten Tomato guy? Like, I think he sucks.
We think they get paid, the critics. They have to get paid.
so Rotten Tomatoes is they have
Fans,
critics and fans, right? And so it's an aggregator, right? So they have a set amount of fans and they have a set amount of critics, and then it's the aggregation of all their ratings, right? And that's what gives you your percentage, your tomato meter, right? The problem is that the fans, the disparity between what the fans and the audience likes versus what the critics like. So what's going to happen is two things, right? The fans, especially the nerds and the geeks, man, they're a powerful brood, right? They're gonna go and they're gonna shit on the credibility of these critics. And then what's the value of the critics?
rightfully so, though.
Yeah.
It's like, because the reason Rotten Tomatoes pisses me off so bad is because not like every other critic where they're like, they give you that corporate feel. They give you like that hippie feel. Like, hey man, we're neutral, man. We're like the CNN of this shit. Right.
Yeah.
But then moral of the story is, they are corporate, like, especially with like the Netflix shit. They're always bashing the shit out of it.
Right. For instance.
Like Bright and all that stuff. It's annoying.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes as a facilitator is neutral, right? Because all they're doing is consuming.
Are they,
All they're supposedly, this is the way they're presented. All they're doing is consuming the feedback from their audience members that want to participate in particular. Think of it as a survey, right? That want to contribute feedback and these critics. Now, what's the qualification of the critics? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Is it like New York Times? Is all them put together?
Do you
or is
listen
it-
to the critics anymore?
No.
No. Hey, Bright.
Yes.
I like that movie. but
Yeah, it was good.
Is there any backstory to it?
No.
That's what fucked me all up.
Yeah.
I
I thought
watched
it was-
the whole movie. I'm like,
You gotta
did
watch
I
it.
miss the first one?
Yeah, you gotta like watch
I
it.
originally thought it was like a spin-off of Lord of the Rings in the future, but no, you find out later it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
something totally different. But it was really good, but the critics nailed it, said it sucked.
I didn't think it sucked. I liked it.
I did
Exactly.
too. All right,
Right
see,
there.
we knew you were the right person to bring as our first
Yeah.
guest to the podcast,
Yeah, well, I
Jack.
appreciate that.
So I give Rotten Tomatoes like a 10 on the tomato meter for fucking blowing.
Really? Just a 10?
Yeah, they suck, dude.
After Last Jedi, I think we were ready to burn the site down.
Yeah.
Dude, they are way off on that one, dude. I don't know. You better like do some self-reflection on that one.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of that,
Way off.
I wanted to talk about this because there was an article I sent you and John, and I knew you were going to be here, Jerry. But there was an article between what the guy watched both movies, Infinity War and Last Jedi. He's a critic. He says he likes The Last Jedi, but he said the differences in between the two movies is that they were both well done in his opinion, which I still disagree. But he said the reason why Infinity War is so liked by their fans is because they paid tribute to their heroes in a right way and not made them look foolish. Pretty much is what the article came down to.
It came down to Luke, man.
Yeah, it did. They made Luke look like a joke.
Yeah.
And end of story. It made Luke look like Obi.
Yeah. Not Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No,
Obi.
Freaking
We
joke.
Drinking milk out of a gimmick.
And that cost millions of dollars for that one scene.
All right, I see us going down this rabbit hole.
You saw Last Jedi, Jerry,
Yeah,
did you?
yeah.
So Last Jedi, there's that scene where our the hero of the whole
Original
thing
trilogy, yeah.
is basically taking green bantha milk out of the tit of this bantha, and our biggest gripe is that they didn't do the character justice.
Yeah.
So,
well, real quick, he saw. Why don't we get his review on it?
yeah, what did you think of the movie? I mean, you already got a bias because you're in the wolf's den right now, where we all don't dig it.
I like the Star Wars series.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I'm also confused by the start and the middle, going backwards and forward stuff.
Yeah,
But
it's not linear.
It's not. It's hard, and sometimes it's hard to, I think, get a grasp on it. We're like, I saw the first three,
Yep.
the original three. Now we got the next 3, 4. And like, this shit's crazy trying to follow the path of it. But I don't think the new ones are anywhere near as good as the original ones are.
Amen.
So I mean, that's just my opinion about them.
Yeah. So when I think that the way we because we went and all saw the movie and everything, and the way we kind of left it, and I walked out of the theater, and in our earlier review we were like 7.5.
You were the most optimistic about the movie.
I was, because I'm in love with the universe.
You were in denial.
I was like,
It was. It's all
like
right.
a battered.
It's okay. Hey, it's okay, man.
I was in an abusive relationship.
I was, I was when I came out of that motherfucker, I was upset. Straight up. I was like Samuel L. Jackson, upset.
You're more in tune with your.
I was
emotions.
trying to figure out
I am
reasons
not
why it was
too,
good.
I
I'm
was
trying to say,
upset.
oh man, why is this good? Jamie's like, dude, I know, I see in your face, you're just trying to figure out why it's good, but it's not.
All right, so moving on.
Yeah. Out of the tunnel.
So we had it was Avengers: Quiet Place. Amy Schumer's movie I Feel Pretty was in this is what I mean, distant third at $29 million.
$12?
Yeah, $29 million, and I think that was
Yeah, that's
she
because-
took part of her salary and bought all
Yeah,
those
some
tickets.
jackass decided to drop her movie on the same date.
Well, they all moved their dates.
They
Oh,
didn't.
no. Oh, they didn't?
Avengers moved their date a week ahead of time.
Okay.
Screwed
So
everybody.
screwed everybody.
Oh.
And they would just did it to catch the Black Panther momentum.
Well,
I'm
The Rock
sure.
was like, and he's great on social media. So Dwayne Johnson was like,
Our next president?
We're not moving our date because of Infinity War, and so they pushed Rampage out. Like they actually pulled it in a week earlier, just so they can scoop up some ducats before this Hoover came around and sucked up all the money. And then guess who's number 5?
Black Panther.
Black
I
Panther.
saw that.
That shit.
Black Panther's continuing to crush. Along those lines with the Infinity War box office and those guys just totally crushing it, there was this tradition that happened where apparently when there is a huge movie that comes out that leads opening box office weekend, that leads in sales, the previous champion sends a note. The studio sends a note to
Yeah, I saw it.
And
I thought that was just Lucas and Spielberg doing that.
you know what? It might have been Lucas and Spielberg.
I think
You're
it was
right.
just Lucas and Spielberg. It was like a joke between the two of them because
Did
obviously
they
they're
do
good
one for
friends.
Titanic though?
But that's James Cameron.
But I think a similar note. got
Maybe they
exchanged.
did. Maybe they're all like in communication.
Yeah,
with,
I think
have no
a
idea.
similar note got exchanged.
Fact check.
Yeah, fact check.
I don't think James Cameron would do that for a superhero movie. He's
No,
kind of
he's
against them right now.
So, but if you noticed, it was Rey handing off the lightsaber to Iron Man. Is that is there a little message there? Like, I'm gonna now Kathy Kennedy's gonna hand off a lightsaber to the Russo brothers.
I hope so. God damn it.
Yeah, if
I
they want to
hope
make
so.
some money, they will.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm telling you what.
No, they're not, because Ryan's doing all the next trilogy, and the trilogy after that's already preset for the Game of Thrones producers
Yo,
and directors.
she's firing directors like nobody's business. So
Well, you know why? I told you why they fired the one for 9, right?
Yeah.
Because he didn't want, he wanted Luke in his story, and they said no.
All right, well,
Yeah.
let's upbeat this shit.
Yeah,
Let's go to the Avengers.
Yes, let's get there.
So all right. So the Avengers, right?
Can we talk about this? I don't want to like.
You can
spoil,
talk. No,
I don't want to spoil anything for you,
you're
Jared.
fine. You're good.
All right, cool.
Okay, so spoilers are going to continue because if you haven't watched it, then how could you have not have been part of that $300 million?
Yeah, what do? You live in a fucking closet?
No, you're trying to, yeah, you're trying to get in with clams, literally clams. Did you guys see that note, that little site that someone threw up? It was, I sent you guys the link. It's very simple. It's a website where you click on the link and it says, "Did you die or not?"
Yes, on Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
Did
I did see
Thanos
it.
kill you or something
Yeah.
like that? So how'd you guys do?
I didn't actually do it. I saw it. I was good. I got preoccupied, so
Yeah.
I never got around to doing it.
Did you do it?
Yeah, but mine didn't click through. It just said, "What would you do if you were Thanos?"
Did you have to hit something else?
You click on the link, and then the next page is whether you're dead or not. Because
I'm
Thanos
retarded.
basically destroyed.
Because half the universe.
I died.
Well, I probably would have died. I couldn't even click on it right.
Yeah, I'm already dead.
I'm fucking dead.
I would have died. I knew how to do it, and I would have died.
Yeah,
You would have survived just by default.
Yeah, I'm walking around, stepping on your corpse, your ashes.
Your ashes, not the corpse,
Yeah.
man.
That's right. I would have fell into your arms, Jamie,
Yeah.
and I'd been like, I don't feel so good.
Did
I would have
you-
rolled you up and smoked you.
So, all right, I have with all the excitement around. We're going to continue the conversation, obviously, about about Infinity War, Avengers: Infinity War. I did see something. I thought it was an interesting question. If you had to, given the feeling that we were all two thumbs up with this movie, we just fell in love with it. As soon as we got out of the theater, we had this sort of glowy feeling. You know, it's just this.
I was
oh
going
my
to sneak
God.
back in and see it again.
Right?
Jesus.
It's like you skip the line and go hop right back on that ride. If you were to choose between a Star Wars movie that left you with that feeling, or the Infinity War movie that obviously left you with that feeling, but you can only pick one.
You're talking about if a Star Wars movie was as good as Infinity War.
Yeah,
I think-
Would you rather? It's a would you rather.
Star Wars. I'm still a Star Wars
Yeah?
guy. At the end, I can't take that away from it. That's where it got me into all this.
Sure.
I think there's like different points in my life. I think if you like cancel out The Last Jedi and you go before that,
That's what I'm saying. You walk out of Last Jedi, you have the same feeling you got walking out of Avengers.
yeah, then I guess Star Wars just because of the nostalgia reason. But
If they made Luke like the way they should have done it, you probably would have left like, dude, that was
watching
fucking awesome.
watching that movie, I'm not. I'm going to reiterate the fact that watching Infinity Wars really gave me hope. The fact that they can actually make new good movies.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a movie that spanned out over the course of 10 years. They kept the ball rolling, if you will,
And it's still going.
and it was still good. It was good. It was good. And then they finished. They jacked you off, and you came. You know what I mean? They didn't take their hand off. And you're like, damn it! What just happened there? You exploded, right? Am
We're
I
all
wrong?
smoking cigarettes right now.
Yeah, I was smoking cigarettes. I'm drinking a bourbon. You know what I mean? Skipping through Las
Hey,
Vegas.
are you hungry? I could go for some cold pasta in the fridge.
You got Funyuns here, but you know what I'm saying, though.
No, yeah, I totally agree.
In that respect to the movie is amazing. I am hopeful that people will see this and make other good movies, because I'll be honest with you, the majority of this stuff hasn't been that good. I'm really getting sick of the rehashes and like the garbage stories.
Well, dude,
when they do that, it's very annoying.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm so excited
No,
to
you're
tell
not.
you this because you're probably right. I'm not.
Kidding, dude.
You're right. I'm not. I think Hollywood is taking a note
I think so too. I think you're going
because Overboard, the remake, is out.
Stop. Shut up. Shut up right now. No, I do think, though, to your point, they are taking it. I think there's going to be some other group that comes along and says, let's look at the long game. It's not the short. It's like Amazon. They looked at the long game. Same thing in what Marvel did, Disney, Kevin Feige did, looked at the long game. But you need an opening act that's killer. They had Iron Man that killed it. So,
I agree.
You're getting like James Cameron to throw his 2 cents in, and
shut-
like, well, that's what I mean though. Like, you're pissing him off because he's like, "Oh, the fun's going to run out soon," or
No,
whatever,
it's not.
or whatever
No,
the
it's
hell he
not.
said. But to get his attention, to have him say something like that really says something. It's like,
Yeah.
the ball's rolling, dude. It's going to roll right on top of you, man.
I got news for you. James Cameron, look out because the story that you did with Avatar would not hold up. It's a great technological achievement as far as Avatar is concerned. I love that movie, but if you look pound for pound what that story yields, it's not.
It's Dancing with the Wolves, man. Somebody made a comment on Sports Talk Radio. And said,
that's a good point.
It's Dancing with the Wolves.
Or Dances with Wolves.
Dances with whatever. I don't never seen a damn movie,
Yeah.
but I know what the
You
movie.
combine Dances with the Stars and
Yeah,
Dancing
exactly.
with the Wolves.
Right, but no,
It's no Waterworld.
I actually liked that movie. That's
Yeah, you
sad.
did, dude.
I did like that movie, but it's the same damn theme, man. He joins,
Yeah.
he goes out there trying to get involved with these group of people so they can get a better way to get into this community, take whatever they wanted, natural resources, same damn shit.
But not for some reason not as good. Like
Yeah.
story wise,
Yeah,
Like you look at
story
the way
that
they,
won an Oscar. Jesus,
Like
so.
story wise, that seemed well. I think we're all.
It was okay for me. It was more along
It's
the
a
lines.
visual.
It was good, but it was like it had that lost feeling. You know what I mean?
What do you
Like
mean?
it didn't like finish well for me. It was like, oh, it was like this is good.
So you,
And
got,
eventually-
so you
Yeah,
jerked off and no climax.
Yeah,
huh?
pretty much. I was just like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like it was good, but I just didn't.
It was like drinking a light beer.
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah.
great example.
There you go.
Great.
Yeah, it'll quench your thirst.
Yeah.
It might do the job as far as getting you a little buzz, but not really hitting home.
It's what you drink on a hot day.
Lawnmower beer. So to continue along. Oh, did you see the article about Mark Ruffalo spoiling Infinity War?
So did I didn't read it, but it was him and Spider-Man.
Yeah, but
They both-
mostly Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo dropped the biggest bomb.
What did he do?
Well, he did two things. The first thing he did was during a screening of Infinity War, he left his Instagram video on. And he left it on for like 15, 20 minutes, and somebody came and flew by from Disney poking him in the theater going, "Your Instagram is running. It's live. You're live casting, you idiot." And then the second thing, he's being interviewed by Good Morning America at the Disney, basically it's a Disney con. I think it's D23. And he's there with Don Cheadle, who's, a
War Machine.
and he's sitting there, and Don Cheadle's like, he gets it, and a lot of the actors, they get it. Like, you got to shut up, man. You cannot be spoiling any of this stuff. You're gonna, and so they start talking about Thor Ragnarok, and then they get into a little bit of how he's talking about it, and he goes. And he refers to Don Cheadle, and he basically says, "What I can tell a little bit." He's like, and Don Cheadle's like, "It's your career, man."
Yeah.
And then he turns around, and he goes, "Wait till you see the next one. Everybody dies." Like
shit.
that. And
Well-
Don Cheadle goes, "Do." dude.
And then, hence the reason we don't see the Hulk. There you go.
No, you probably.
That's not a coincidence.
No, you would see more of the Hulk or less of him, wouldn't
That's
you?
how I said. Wow,
But then
whatever.
He turns. It's such a genuine moment because he's like, I get carried away sometimes, and he's like, and he says somebody's name is Ant. It's like, I don't know the guy's name. He says, is
All
such
right.
and such going to be mad? I guess it's one of the producers or whatever. But he totally shits the bed. But it never leaked out.
Really? I heard the same thing happened with, what's the kid's name? Plays
Oh,
Spider-
Tom Holland.
I heard they didn't even give him the full script.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys, like, they were talking to Captain America. God, I can't remember.
Well,
his
he's a
name.
kid. He's like
But
19,
they didn't
20
give
years
everybody
old.
the full script. They just gave them their parts.
Yes.
And only a few people got the full script.
Yeah.
They had to beg and plead to get the full script. So,
Well, yeah, and they had to, and then they do all kinds of diversions as far as like throwing people off the path
Well,
because
social
the press
media
is ravenous, man.
and social media is crazy. You put one little thing out there and they'll run with it.
I don't
That's
want
like-
any of it. That's why I want to go dark whenever these movies
That's why,
come
like
out.
Game of Thrones, they're doing 3 different endings.
Really?
I read it on,
awesome.
on HBO
Man,
because they don't want it to leak out the real ending, so they're going to actually shoot 3 endings.
Yeah, like I don't even like my kids get excited about Christmas and everything, and they might see Cindy carry something in that's a gift for me for Christmas, and then they'll be excited like, Dad, you want to know? I'm like, no, I don't want to know. I want to open that box. I want to be surprised. I don't want any of that spoiler shit happening.
Yeah. I'm waiting.
And especially if you can't play with it right then and there. What's the point, right?
Yeah, that was just a dick tease.
So Ant-Man and the Wasp's new trailer came out. Did you guys catch it?
I did. I did.
did.
I liked it, but it's kind of like anticlimactic after you see Infinity War. Then you're like,
I have a theory on that. I think that they do that, but it's going to play into what's going to happen next.
They
Because
always
in the
do.
comics, Wasp is a big part of the Avengers.
Yes.
do you know the original Wasp, who's going to be played by Michelle Pfeiffer, is going to be in Infinity War 4?
Interesting. Mm-hmm. That's cool. So she comes back from the
Whether she
subatomic
comes,
realm.
who knows? They say
That's cool.
I don't know how they're going to fit in. I just know she's cast as the original Wasp.
Yeah.
Oh, another factor too. By the way, you notice how like you get a taste. You get a taste.
Sorry, you were sideways.
Sorry, man. Sorry, I was doing the gangster lean on it. You get a taste of the Warlock or Adam Warlock in Guardians 2, but then everybody's all excited about like Captain Marvel, but in the back of your mind, you got to think Adam Warlock's going to pop up, dude.
I don't know, man.
So Adam Warlock in the
I'm
comic
telling.
book had the original in Soulstone or in his
Yes.
not Soulstone,
The, Mind Stone.
Is that where it was originally in the comic?
that was
Yes.
originally in the comic?
Because I still, even seeing it a second time, still think that it's the only part where I think they fell short was the backstory of the Soul Stone.
So you're right, and I think that's where Thanos is. I think he's inside the Soulstone.
I thought he was on Gamora's planet.
No, I think
Because she
he's
said it was a
inside.
paradise.
I think he's inside the Soul Stone because the Soul Stone in the comic books is where like
All the souls go.
heroes used to go.
I think that's where half the universe is, actually.
Yeah,
Because he snapped his fingers. I think they all got in the stone.
yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree. I think they're all in the Soul Stone.
Well, gotta wait a year to find out, right?
Yeah, we got a year.
Yeah.
a year of speculation.
A year to do this every week.
I did think so. So back to Ant-Man and Wasp. I think it's a nice sorbet after the meal, which was Infinity Stone. It's a nice palate cleanser.
Although Captain Marvel is intriguing. I think out of the
But
two,
she's not an Ant-Man and Wasp.
No, but out of the two that's coming out before the next
Oh,
one,
yeah.
I'm really into the backstory. Before I wouldn't care about Captain Marvel, but now it's like the way they did it. I'm really. Why has she waited? Why has Nick Fury waited this long to reach out to her? I mean, you had all this other shit going on. The Battle in New York, Winter Soldier when he almost got killed. List goes on.
So-
Ultron.
How'd she get stuck in the 90s?
Well, she could be in
A different
alternate
universe?
dimension.
They have to
Right.
explain it. They just
Yeah.
can't say she's just been in hiding. This would be bullshit.
No, I think she's doing like crime fighting shit in an alternate.
I mean, she's like Superman in the Marvel world, so she has to be somewhere.
yeah, I mean, you got to just put the faith in there, man. They've done it
I
right
do
so
have faith
far.
in them. One thing I do is have faith in Marvel to give me something I'm going to like. So
Yeah, and I completely agree. Ant-Man and Wasp, I'm just looking at my notes. I like how they're playing around with him getting bigger.
oh, he did like the little skateboard thing on the truck. That was kind of cool.
In the trailer, Jerry, if you haven't seen it, he basically grows and he grabs a flatbed truck, he puts his knee on it, and he scoots around chasing bad guys.
She has all like this cool tech, and he has just the up and down. That's
Yeah,
it.
he's got to take the lead because she's more of a badass than he
Oh,
is.
she's totally kicking ass, but she's also hot. So
But they bring Lawrence Fishburne into that trailer. Did you see him?
what was it? I did. What was he? Is he the baddie?
So he's Goliath. Goliath was
Oh yeah, I was 12 feet,
yeah.
and he's like, I'm 65.
Yeah. Well, he was Goliath in the comics was another character who was a scientist. He had a part of he consumed or exposed to the PIM particle and was able to grow, right? But I think his max height was 20 some
24s,
feet.
yeah.
But he wound up in the comics getting killed by Thor, by a clone of Thor.
Okay.
And it's funny how they transition, how they take little pieces and sort of make them fit into this new Marvel narrative, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So where War Machine got clipped by Vision, that was similar to the scene where Goliath got killed by Thor.
Oh, really?
Right? And then they transferred the Mind Stone to Vision instead of to Adam Warlock. They do these little tweaks here and there that feed the story and make it a little bit more understandable and palatable to an audience that hasn't consumed the comic book material for the past 30 years.
I just wonder where it's going to go after Avengers 4. I mean, because like you're saying, you'd be cool if they had Adam Warlock in there. I don't believe he's going to be in the next one because I think it's setting up for Guardians 3 for Adam Warlock. I think that's what their initial.
That dude was like a huge part of that whole.
And I know he was. So was Silver Surfer, and he's not in it. So I mean,
Yeah.
In like Infinity Wars, Adam Warlock pretty much like led the charge.
but I think
He
they-
orchestrated Adam Warlock, and this goes back
Doctor
to
Strange.
Yeah, that goes
Yeah.
back to little tweaks. Yeah, and you haven't seen so. What was the last Marvel movie, or just any of the MCU movies you've seen, Jerry?
I saw Wonder Woman.
So you saw Wonder Woman.
Yep, and then I watched Justice League.
So you're rocking the DC.
Yeah, well, I like them all.
Yeah.
but, I just get a little taste of each. But I got to catch up here because I'm
Yeah.
behind.
Well, you're watching. As far as the DC movies concerned, you're watching the right movies because Wonder Woman's definitely the
Well, she's hot too. So
How do you say her name again?
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. No, shit's by far the best DC movie they put out there. And,
Wonder Woman?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
And Justice League, I say it's okay because there's.
I thought it was good. I thought it was all right.
It was entertaining. And they're probably the only two that I've been outside the Christopher Nolan Batmans.
Speaking of Batman, what's with Gotham? I know it's TV, but like, you follow that at all?
So Nick
I do.
Is the only? I mean,
I
sorry,
don't. I
Jamie's
did
the
the
only
first
one.
two seasons.
I tried to.
Okay.
I watched the first. Well, I missed this season.
Okay.
Grab power cord. I'll be right
But
back.
I've been keeping up with it. But I don't know. I'm just not. I'm having a hard time swallowing it.
No, I know
That's his,
why. It's because they
Jamie's.
keep killing people off and then bringing them back.
Yeah,
That's like the biggest pill to swallow, honestly.
I think they're just like throwing stuff against the wall.
Yeah,
right
what they
now.
do,
Yeah,
what they do is I like how they put the spin on Penguin. That was pretty cool.
I do like
Okay,
that.
and I like how they did the Riddler, but then they do the Joker. Now the Joker's probably Batman's biggest arch nemesis.
Oh, he
right?
totally is.
So they brought, in my opinion, they brought him in too early, and they did a shitty job, and then they killed him off, and then they brought him back because they knew they couldn't kill the Joker off. I mean, that's Batman's main
Right.
guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just nix him.
That's the only problem I have with the show is they're introducing all these characters when he's young, and in the real world, he didn't meet any of these guys until he was older. So that's the only reason I watched 2 seasons and I just started checking out. I was like, this is getting ridiculous.
I actually like the concept of like the Riddler, the Penguin, and like not in the Joker case, but how they would build up to their character. Like they didn't first come out and they were like, well, the Penguin was, but he like built up like he was just like a guy who washed like dishes or whatever.
Right.
I did like the Penguin.
Like I
character.
like that. Like he built up to like a big villain and Riddler.
But they made that one whole season about him building up, which
Right.
I thought was clever.
Right.
Then the second season they introduced like 10 of them, and then like, come on,
The girl he's always chasing around. What the heck's her name?
oh, Cat. It's Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Yeah, Catwoman.
Yeah, is that where
Yeah.
you're seeing her at? Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's not done. Put it this way, like Marvel does a better job on Netflix with like Daredevil and stuff like that. It's better quality, you know. And if that's a route they have to go, because in my opinion, Gotham is like a dark city. It's dark. It's evil.
Yeah.
So it's not for
Chester.
Yeah, it's not, but it's not for like regular TV. That's got to be like a Netflix thing where you can rated R it up a little bit.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. It's too PG.
Because they got to limit themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And in my opinion, Gotham is just a dark city, and it's like you got to Game of Thrones it up or do something.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a
you
character
make it,
in itself.
Yeah, you make it. Yeah, exactly. You make it dark.
If you want a good DC show to watch, we all just started watching. It's called Krypton on Sci-Fi.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It's all about Superman's grandfather on Krypton.
Huh.
About what he went through. They start off right in the Brainiac and how how Brainiac took the city, what the city's called. Kandor. We haven't got there yet, but it's looking really good. I
Yeah.
kind of like
Doomsday concept was awesome.
I did like
I
that.
like
That little nugget of Doomsday. I did like it.
Or an Easter egg, if you will.
So you guys got to take a beat with Krypton because it's like they're going to start doing the same stuff they're doing with Gotham.
I hope not. I hope
They're-
not.
I mean, they're not going to follow canon. They're not going to. They've already
they-
introduced.
I get that, but isn't it the producers that did Justice League? No, producers that did the first Superman, the one that just came out a couple
Yeah.
years ago. He's the guy that's doing Krypton.
And that's fine. It's just that I would be. But this is my take on it. I think that they're gonna have to do a little fan service. That's why they introduced Zod,
Yeah.
right? That's why they introduced Doomsday. I mean, that doesn't follow canon at all.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not a slave to canon. I'm just saying that you know you got to sort of give it a little bit of slack.
I think it's been done tastefully, though. Even with the Zod character, because they introduced her.
I see what John's saying though, and because he's right, because that's the way Gotham was, and that's the way like the WB shows go.
I guess
It's
you're
like
right.
they get you hooked on, but that's why I always and I still watch Gotham. Like
Yeah.
you know, I take it for what it's worth. You know what I mean? It's comic book material, and I'm into it. So like, whether it's not top tier, if we're comparing like apples to apples, like TV stuff,
Yeah.
like Daredevil, The Punisher. It's definitely not that kind of quality.
That stuff is just badass.
It is. It's badass, but it's still. I'll still watch it. I still absorb it.
I
So
watch
still-
Gotham because I want to see Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see him become Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen any of the Netflix Marvel, like Daredevil, anything like that?
Yeah, I've watched Daredevil. I watched a couple of them. I got to get into a little more. I got time at night to watch.
Yeah,
them, so.
Daredevil. They did. Daredevil's great. The Punisher is awesome.
I like the Punisher.
Punisher
Yeah.
was awesome. The Defenders was good. I've been trying to watch Luke Cage. It's been a tough fight for me. I got through 8 episodes and I'm kind of like, this is boring.
Really?
I
I'm
liked
not
it.
into Luke Cage. I'm just not into it. I'm trying. My stepson Aiden got me to watch. He's like, I loved it, and then I got him to watch Daredevil. I said
You're
Daredevil.
racist. You're just.
I am.
Racist
I
son
just
of a
hate
bitch.
those I'm kidding. I just don't think the writing was that good. I mean,
For all you out there that don't know, Nick is actually African American.
Light skinned.
Yes.
very light skin.
Let's talk
Michael
about,
Jackson.
Talk about
like-
Star Trek for a second.
Oh,
Yes, go for
shit.
it.
We're in.
I'm a big Trekkie.
Oh,
I've
welcome
watched-
to the fold, man.
I've watched all the old school episodes.
Yes.
Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. I thought sucked.
Ooh,
I like
shit.
Don't be afraid, man. Bring it.
I'm not. But here's where I have a problem. The movies are great, but now we get into these prequels, and now there's 2 Spocks, which I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Spock. The one Spock went back in
Yeah,
time.
there's too many
Yeah.
Spocks like that. And then if you watch the recent movies, the way they're portraying Captain Kirk, I don't know. I'm having a hard time swallowing some of this.
Yeah, see, I think
I don't like when they try to like take you back before the ones we have now. I don't think it's
So
flowing.
you don't like the new ones then?
No, I do like them.
Okay,
But my problem is it doesn't make any sense on how they're flowing into the old ones.
quick question though.
I hear it.
Okay, out of the, I
know where you're
gotta
going.
ask him this. So out of those 3 new ones,
yeah.
I like the new ones too. Which one was like really bad in your opinion?
The most recent one.
Thank you.
It was awful.
And why was that? Do you think?
Because it made no fucking sense.
Oh, is that? Did it seem like Fast and Furious in
Yeah,
space?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
The
Because the
director-
guy
Absolutely.
who made Fast and Furious made that fucking movie. I don't know who made that decision, but shame on you. Shame on you.
You got to admit though,
Shame,
that
no,
second
Dave.
one that would come with Cumberbatch I thought was fantastic.
Oh, dude, it's badass.
I like all Star Trek. I really
Yeah.
do. But the recent stuff is just blowing my mind. Like this, you can't. And these 2 Spocks has got me all fucked up. It really does.
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Spock caught the Spock.
I think that's the new title. That's going to be the title of the
And
show.
the other one-
Two Spocks got me all fucked up.
and the other series I thought stunk was Voyager.
I agree.
like Janeway. I like Janeway, man.
Did you like the Enterprise?
No, that one stunk.
Thank you. I'm with you on that
So
one.
where are you going? Where'd you go to?
What the old
Next Generation?
Series.
Next Generation. I like the Next Generation.
What's your favorite one out of all of them? What's your favorite series?
Next Generation.
Oh,
There you go.
I like him.
There you
He's
go.
all right.
There's a-
You're right in my book.
What's your favorite movie group, though? Is it originals or
The originals.
The original movie group.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
could see that. Next Generation show over original, but original movies over.
We did a whole episode on Star Trek, and we actually started doing rankings, and we had some differing opinions, but we definitely fell into similar camps.
Yeah, there you go. It's
For
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you cannot beat Next Generation as a show. I mean,
Yeah.
Counter Farpoint just sucks you in. You have Q in it. You have everything just in that one episode. It's just all right. Here we go.
Yeah, giddy up.
Yeah.
So we have movie madness coming. We got the summer blockbusters, and I know we touched on it a little bit. And we could probably do a whole episode just on the movies that we're looking forward to seeing in the summer, and we might actually do that. But for May, we have Overboard. Remake.
I'm in. Let's go.
When are they remaking Gleam in the Cube? Might as well just fucking do that. Do that. Yeah, throw that out there. Just redo that.
Oh my god, that looks like this
They're
movie
actually
looks
doing
like
it Coming
such a
to America
stinker.
too.
Oh my, that
I thought they
pisses
already
me
did.
off.
No, they're doing it. They're actually.
That
it's in-
pisses me
Is
off.
it Eddie Murphy?
I didn't.
Unless it's
nothing to
Eddie
do with
Murphy.
it.
Yeah, it's,
I agree with you.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
It's a money grab.
Yeah.
It's total
But
money
it's,
grab.
I
I agree with you.
I heard it's actually Chadwick Boseman.
Who?
The guy
They would play Black Panther,
Black
but who
Panther. No, I'm
cares?
just kidding.
Wouldn't that be
Totally.
funny? Wouldn't that be funny? They
That should have been a Saturday Night Live skit.
They should have. Oh, they're awesome. And they had Trump go in there.
Wonderful.
What else?
But,
What else you got?
Deadpool 2.
All right, I'm
That's-
on
Is that
that.
this summer too?
That's this summer. It's May 25th.
That's got me pumped
It's the
up.
same
So-
weekend as Han Solo.
Han Solo's 24th. I'm sorry, Deadpool's the 18th.
I
My
did like
bad.
Deadpool. I thought that was a good movie.
Yeah, Deadpool's
I
the 18th.
enjoyed,
Oh, it was awesome,
I enjoyed
man.
that.
Hard
Yeah.
first rated R
Yeah.
comic book movie. I do like
Logan.
Logan,
dude.
but it was
Logan was awesome.
But it was
Yeah.
the first rated R one I like. Logan came after that,
Yeah.
right?
Logan was
Yes.
awesome.
So, and then it's Solo on May 24th,
Yeah, that
which
looks
I'm
good.
digging
Deadpool
it.
May 18th, and then that's really it for May.
All right.
June, we got a handful of stuff happening in June.
All right.
But we could do a whole summer movie review.
Or just do the May.
Yeah, we'll just do May for now. Avatar 2,
Is that coming out finally?
filming.
Oh my God! Finally.
When all the stars from Infinity War, when it started crushing and breaking records, they started posting on Instagram just thank yous and how awesome it was to be a part of this whole experience. And Zoe Saldana, actually, she was doing that, and she had all these little dots on her face. So
That's right. She was the.
she's doing
I
mocap
forgot, yeah.
for Avatar.
God, she's awesome.
She got it, and she just got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Did she really?
Yeah, she is nerd geek royalty.
She's hot and she's badass, dude.
Yes.
Dude, Star Trek, she was awesome.
Star Trek.
What's she talking-
Guardians of the
Guardians of
Galaxy.
the Galaxy.
That's right. She's
Avatar.
oh my God!
Avatar, yeah.
She just needs to be in Star Wars, and then she's done.
She's done.
Yeah.
That's
The
you know.
She's
trifecta.
try-
The
well, yeah.
trifecta.
Dude, put her in Star Wars. Make a fucking role. I don't care.
Nick, you were talking about the Solo featurette.
I'm more and more I see of it. I love it. And then you had the Ron Howard talking about it.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
He
That's
just was like, Han Solo is a free spirit. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, yes, that's who he was when he was
Yes. See, a guy
younger. Perfect.
who's doing Star Wars who knows how to make fucking movies.
And gets it.
Thanks, man. That's what we want.
Oh my God, is he not an Academy Award winning director? My God, why wouldn't they go that direction for The Last Jedi? I don't know. Well,
But you know
Why
what?
don't we get the Looper guy? We'll do that.
Yeah.
Fucking
Looper.
But you know what, though? I was thinking about that. We were talking about inexperienced directors taking on the helm of these massive movie franchises. And Russo brothers, they did You, Me, and Dupree.
Yeah, he's right. He's
They
got a
did,
point.
Arrested Development.
Yeah, but Arrested Development
That was
funny.
awesome. That was funny.
It's not a Infinity War.
I
It's
get. I
not
know
a-
it's not, but you're
like
gonna
who
pick,
the hell would have guessed these guys could have pulled that off?
you're gonna pick a guy that hasn't done anything in like 10 years. When did Looper come out, man?
Regardless,
No,
you never know.
I see what you're saying. It's a crapshoot, but at the same time,
She sucks at it.
I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole again, but all I'm saying is, real quick, is
Go for
they
it.
had it in their palm of their hands. They
It's
could
teed
have.
up.
They all they had to do was better than Jar Jar Binks. That wasn't that hard. It really wasn't.
Dude, screw that. All you had to do was make Luke be a badass,
you-
and you would have kicked ass at the box office.
I wasn't asking you to split an atom. Make it better than Jar Jar Binks, and you're okay. You know what I mean? I'm sucked in. You did worse than that. That's an accomplishment on its own. Just saying.
So, all right. So, I want to move on real
Please.
quick. So we only have we've been. So Jerry, what we've been doing, just to fill you in, we periodically we'll have an episode where we'll do fact check as a segment because sometimes we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's a damn. That's
would-
damn shit. I'll shoot shit out of my ass once in a while.
I couldn't tell. But
We need a gopher.
And so when we don't know what we're talking
A
about,
lackey.
you heard earlier, we do fact check. And then from time to time, I'll go back and actually see whether we're full of shit or not. And we've been doing pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Of late?
Yeah. I mean, nobody on Twitter has scolded me. And
oh, fuck them
What, the 5 people that listen to it? No, I'm kidding.
no, we have a decent amount of followers.
No, it's starting.
What are we rating on the tomato meter?
Yeah.
Or the bullshit-o
Well, we
meter?
have to actually produce a movie in order to be on the tomato movie.
Do you, though? Do you? That's questionable. Just saying.
So the only fact check I have for this week is something that I was totally off on. Nick, you were spot on, but I think I challenged you a little bit that might have questioned your certainty. Was Elizabeth Olsen is the older sister of Mary Kate
I
and
told
Ashley.
you. I remember.
And the hottest one.
Yeah, she's totally
Absolutely.
hot. The other two look like they're both anorexic
Hey,
or
man.
whatever.
Well,
They're all
I'm
fucked
not
up.
going to throw any of them out. I'm just saying that one's
Well, the other two are billionaires, so sure.
Yeah. But and then the other thing I wanted to add is that you know what? We do have another fact check. Adamantium versus vibranium.
Oh yes.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
If there actually saw an article about what's better, I love it. Bring it.
It goes all over the place a little bit, depending on the
Broad stream of
What? Give me the synopsis.
So, adamantium, generally speaking, is the most endurable metal in the Marvel universe. Proto-adamantium and beta-adamantium is a little bit higher because it's a mixture than vibranium.
Huh.
So, pound for pound,
Adamantium is stronger.
yes,
Wow.
it doesn't absorb impact like vibranium, though.
But it's stronger.
I
But
am
it's
almost
stronger.
positive the guy who came up with that most certainly did not get laid ever. Ever. Sorry, sir.
Are you
Sorry.
kidding me? I used that to pick Cindy up.
Yeah, sorry.
I said,
I am very
"Excuse
sorry,
me,
sir.
Can I buy you a
Pussy is your kryptonite. For sure.
Did you know, miss, that vibranium is not quite as strong as adamantium? And she said, dude, whip it out.
I challenge that. I challenge that theory though. I'm telling you, I don't know who came up with that. That vibranium has got to be stronger. Cuz it's like isn't it like some intergalactic metal?
Well,
Yes.
I got it from
It's rare. It's rare in the universe too.
Yeah, I don't know. I challenge that, man.
So I just got it from CBR.
All right. Well,
So that's
Well,
just
just-
one guy's opinion.
Yo,
then
Got to find
right?
a metallurgist and ask them.
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. So So we had the solo trailer hit. We've had a lot of we have a whole lot of Deadpool hidden. Like I can't even tell what's coming and going. But we also had Venom.
a trailer.
Everybody knows and loves. It seems like people are falling in love with the '90s Marvel characters all over again, especially with the big hits with Deadpool happening. But we have a Venom movie happening.
Spotting anyway.
Yes,
I'm call a movie.
yes. I'm a little skeptical about the trailer. I thought the CG was a little goofy. I think the premise is a little touched, but Jamie, I think you have some thoughts on this.
All right.
Jamie, go
The
ahead.
CG doesn't bother me at all. I can work past that.
The
Yes.
acting's got a good actor.
Nah, yeah, I
Excellent
like.
actor.
I love the actor. He's great, but the whole concept of Venom,
But wait, he's a flipper.
whatever.
He's on DC side. He was in Batman as
Tom
Bane.
Hardy. Oh yeah.
He was also on Star Trek too, man.
Yeah,
Don't
he
forget
was.
about it. He played
he's
a
right.
young Picard, baby.
man.
He's right.
He might be the male equivalent to Zoe Saldana.
They need to get together on
he's
Star
a
Wars.
Comic-Con
They need to do a
superstar.
Star Wars flick where they get together.
Comic-Con superstar.
Sorry, go ahead,
Nah,
Jamie.
but all right. So the Venom concept, I think that is an awesome concept. Venom with its own movie, right? I am way off though, just for the sheer fact that you cannot get Spider-Man because of like the rights issue and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There is no Venom without fucking Spider-Man.
Don't make the movie.
There is. It's like making cookies without the ingredients, dude. It doesn't work out.
Yeah.
You got to have them. Like, now, correct me if I'm wrong. We're going to have to fact check me. In the original comic, when Spider-Man fought in those alien wars, I think it was like the late 80s comics, he brought the symbiote back.
so
And
there
then,
was Secret Wars.
yeah, that's it. And then
Yep.
he brought it back. And then later they did the Jane Jonah Jameson's son went to the moon and brought it back.
I saw that in the cartoon.
That was a
version.
cartoon, but they had a couple comic book issues
Right.
like that.
Yep.
Either way, point being is the reason Venom is what he is from he's a spawn of Spider-Man,
Yeah, because he doesn't become a spider.
and then Carnage is a spawn of him.
right, because
Correct?
they were symbiotes. Correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys watch this. They were symbiotes, and they take on abilities of the host. And the first host was was Spider-Man. So he took on the attributes of Spider-Man, climbing
Exactly.
on walls, shooting things out. And without having Spider-Man, how are you going to have him do that?
It doesn't make sense.
Well, and I'm trying to remember. I'm actually looking up at stuff on Wikipedia, and I'm trying to remember whether it was Eddie Brock that was the first one, or was it Flash Thompson?
I think it was Eddie Brock.
I think you're right. It was Eddie Brock. But
It's a money grab, man.
but
But it's a good concept ruined, in my opinion. They could have
because
it's
so how
Sony.
did it work though? So how did it work? So did it get did it get Peter Parker's abilities and then hop onto Eddie Brock with the abilities that transferred to the symbiote?
Well, it takes over. It doesn't take Peter Parker's abilities. It just clones the abilities,
takes his attributes,
and it loves Spider-Man. From what I saw in the cartoons, which was based off of one of the comics, it loved Peter Parker for being Spider-Man. It loved his attributes, and it amplified him. And then when he left, he got him out of the tower or whatever. He found out the vibration left him.
Yeah.
That he kept some of that with him. Every time he goes into a new person, he takes something from the last person.
See, and I'm no Russo brother, but this is what I would have done. I would have grabbed. Listen, this is what I would have done. I would have done the whole Venom concept. I would have introduced Spider-Man. I would have done like the very beginning of the movie. You introduce Spider-Man, right? And the whole Venom situation goes down, right? And then you push Spider-Man to the side, and then you have your fucking Venom movie. And you bring them back like later on. Like, you know what I mean? You have Venom first fight Carnage, and then, then go back to Spider-Man or whatever. But you could leave Spider-Man out of it. You just have to bring him in because it doesn't make sense without him.
This is
That's my
a
point.
Sony deal, though. This isn't a Disney
That's my
deal.
point, though. Why would you make cookies without the ingredients?
Sony wants money.
I guess.
And they're not making it any other way right now.
It's not the first time Sony screwed the pooch as far as like grabbing these these Marvel characters and just putting something out. Who knows the contractual obligation of what they have to do with these characters in order to make them in order to retain ownership, right? So they did it with Fantastic. I think Sony was Fantastic Four over and over again, and they haven't done a good job.
No.
You had Spider-Man 1 and 2, right? Which were Tobey Maguire.
There are three of them.
Well, I'm talking about the ones that I thought were good.
I thought he's right. I think those are good. Those are good.
Yeah, one and two were. One was really good. Two was okay.
I thought 2 was
I
good.
thought they handled 2 really well. Doc Ock, I thought it was like it's an impossible thing to do.
I guess so.
I liked
guess
it.
So.
Yeah,
I
definitely
wasn't a
don't-
huge fan, but I can see your point.
3 was a shit show, and then they did the one-
Amazing Spider-Man because they needed to make a movie, else they were going to lose the rights. It
Yes,
was in the deal.
exactly.
Yeah, and that's when they made Spider-Man cool, which makes no fucking sense either.
They made
Because
Peter Parker cool.
Peter Parker cool,
Yeah.
which he's not fucking cool. It makes no sense.
Neither's Clark Kent. You're not supposed to be cool, even
Yeah.
if you're
It's
the
supposed to be
biggest
Clark.
badass. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to be cool because
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't fit your alter ego, and the whole purpose of you being not cool is to hide your identity.
Exactly.
And the fact that Lois Lane knows who he was right off the get go. I didn't like. That's one thing I didn't like.
Peter-
I was
Oh,
just-
with Superman, yeah.
yeah, the movie.
With Spider-Man though, like Peter Parker is just a straight up nerd. Like that's like he just
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. That's why Tom Holland just crushes.
Yeah, exactly. He's a good Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tobey
Dude, I got to
Maguire.
get back on Infinity War. I saw it the second time. I still got heartbroken when that shit went down.
Really?
Iron Man's he's in Iron Man's hands. I'm like, dude, man.
Star-Lord.
I don't
When
wanna
Star-Lord
die.
died, I was like, what? They just like ended Star-Lord.
Actually,
Dude,
I was
remember that?
kind of pissed at Star-Lord because I'm like, dude, they could have fucking.
You're like, Star, you can
You
die.
fucked it all up,
You can
dude.
die a little.
you fucked it all up, man. They had the gauntlet off.
I know, Jerry, we're spoiling the shit out of all this
Sorry,
stuff.
man.
No, you're good. You're good.
But it's one of those things where I think I have zero faith in this Venom movie. I think it's going to be a shit show. I don't think it's going to be good. I think somebody talked Tom
Hardy.
Hardy into this movie, and it was like, yeah, I think Tom Hardy's doing this movie just the same way Matt Damon did The Wall.
Yeah, it's a paycheck, dude.
Yeah.
The same reason why Sony's making it. Same reason because you got all these great actors. He's won 2 Academy Awards for Best Supporting. I don't even know. They still got to make money. They can't make the movies they win Academy Awards on. They're probably not making $20 million a movie. They're
Yeah.
probably making half that, if that. Then they got to come up with these other movies to fill out their paychecks. The Rock is a perfect example. He'll never win an Oscar, but he's
got another movie
20
coming
million,
out.
20 million,
What's
20
what
million.
is it?
Skyscraper.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's,
I don't think
it's
I
Die Hard in present day.
Yeah. He's got another movie coming out. The guy's the hardest working man in show business.
Again, I
Jumanji
said it
was
earlier.
good, dude.
Oh, it was
I like
good.
Jumanji.
I was surprised.
Yeah, think about that. He's got Jumanji, Rampage, and Skyscraper coming out.
Doesn't he have another one coming out this year? He has another one coming out this year too, doesn't he?
That's the Skyscraper.
I keep-
No, I
plugging
mean
that-
another one after
Oh,
that.
really?
I think so.
I keep plugging that HBO show too. That Ballers.
Ballers?
That's good too.
Ballers is good.
Is he still doing it though?
He did the last season. It comes up.
Speaking of
soon,
which,
I think the new one.
It's a ham-fisted segue. Moment of silence for the cancellation of Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
I'm so sad.
I'm not.
I'm
like it at all,
so
dude.
bummed, man.
I tried to watch the first episode. I'm like,
I thought you were gonna do a moment of silence for Mini Me, but then
Oh, Vern.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did
Troyer,
pass away. Yeah. 50,
well,
was he
moment of
54?
silence for no, he's
49.
40. I know he was close to 50 or something.
moment of silence for Vern. All right, moment of silence over. The
Did
no,
he
but
play an Ewok?
no, that was
That was Willow.
No, but he did rap Candy.
Willow
one
was
of
a
his
great
jobs.
movie.
That's a fact.
What?
That's a true fact.
What did he do?
He rapped Candy. That's a fact.
That's on his headstone.
IMDb.
Here's Vern Troyer.
I'm sure he enjoys that. That's on his IMDb. Rapped
Yeah.
Candy.
I played Mini Me and I rapped Candy.
Yeah.
No, but
There's a lot of irony in that too. It's really fucked up.
did he rap Candy?
Yeah, it's
like Willy Wonka,
like an Oompa. Yeah.
yeah, like Oompa Loompa. Yeah.
I knew where he was
How
going.
dare
with
you,
that.
sir?
That's fucked up.
How
man.
dare you?
Dude, he was funny as shit, man.
Yeah, he was. I
He
like
was on
this little-
Stern a lot, wasn't
this
he?
little
Yes,
middle
that's
finger.
where I know where he rapped Candy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
The noise he made, nah, when he was fucked up.
If it wasn't for Game of Thrones, he probably would have been the most famous dwarf.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, well, we kind of covered that too.
What?
Oh, Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage in Infinity War,
Ah, it was awesome. That was awesome.
giant dwarf.
That was great.
Oxymoron. But I totally lost my train of thought. We were talking about you just derailed me with
Sorry.
Vern Troyer.
Sorry.
Oh, Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Yeah, that's fucked
God
up.
damn, I love that show.
It's funny.
I love that show. It was so goddamn funny. And
They
then
did 3 seasons though.
3 seasons, and it was exactly what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be
Stupid?
silly,
I'm
stupid,
sorry, I don't.
silly, stupid, splatterfest.
I think because it was on Stars. I don't think it was like the right spot for it. I think
Yeah.
if it went on like a more of a mainstream,
Like Comedy
like a
Central or
like a
something?
Netflix or something like that, I think it would have stuck.
You never know. It might get picked up by Netflix. They seem to pick up stuff.
They do
like that.
pick up shit and try to go with it.
They
Yeah.
picked up
Yeah.
Inspector
They get all the money.
Gadget,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's right. They are coming out with Inspector.
I heard they're
Gadget.
going to make a My Pet Monster cartoon.
no, they're not.
Oh, stop.
I did. Never,
They'll do
speaking
Stretch
of,
Pick up
Armstrong
whatever,
before
man.
they do that.
Ah, come on. My Pet Monster.
they got like so much new shows out. Netflix. I just glanced at a show called Troy. They have like a 10 episode.
Dude, does anybody else turn on Netflix and you get like fucking anxiety?
What do you mean?
Because there's so many
much.
fucking shows.
You don't know what to lay. You don't know what to watch.
You're like, oh my god, I can't keep up.
It's a
What am I
smorgasbord.
gonna do?
And you
I
still-
can't pause time.
You can't go on Netflix until you watch Walking Dead, man. You're not allowed
yeah,
anymore. You're not allowed, dude.
Yeah.
What shows you got in your holster, man? You got Krypton.
Krypton.
Stop watching Gotham.
I don't really.
It's gonna get canceled,
It's like a
man.
filler. Yeah, I
It
know.
ain't getting canceled. I think they're going to take that all the way through. You
think?
have to at this point.
I agree. The Flash.
No, the Flash is good.
All right. Lost in Space.
You finished
It's
that
done.
though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm on the last one. I've been busy, man.
I thought you finished it.
No, I got one or two.
Jamie's gets a pass.
No, you do. You got like
I got two. I got two more.
Selling
I
a
got
house.
left, and then what else I got?
In 6 months and 9
10
months. I
kids.
hope I get that.
10 kids. I got 3, man.
Yeah, from this marriage.
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
you never know. You never know.
Hanging out in Cancun, you might have a few kids down there.
You know.
What else am I watching? I gotta think about it.
Expanse. Did you get into that yet?
No, but I started watching that other one, the alternate universe. But I only saw like 1 or 2 of those.
How'd you like that?
I
both
think
you
it's-
guys?
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
He's such a
I
good
gotta-
actor, man.
I gotta
He
get
is
time. I gotta get time to watch.
Counterpart. It's on
Stars.
Stars.
It's good.
It's it's definitely check it out.
I'm still watching Roseanne too.
That's okay.
Now they're thinking about bringing back all kinds of shows because of the success.
Yeah,
of
but the
Roseanne.
reason that that's so good is because the writers. They have all like comedic writers. I gotta look that up.
I'll tell you what, she's gonna harpoon that show.
That and they have the original cast.
Well, that
I don't think you could pull it off with a bunch.
no,
of
no, I'm with you, but I think it's because they have like Whitney Cummings. I got to look that up, but they have a bunch of like good stand up comedians writing that show.
Yep.
Well, it's always the writing. If you have good writers, that's where a lot of shows fail because the first couple seasons when they're hitting it off, these writers get notoriety and then they get pulled to do other bigger projects and then the show falters for it. A lot of these shows do. You said that about Big Bang. Big Bang had 4 good seasons and now, thank you, John. It was one of my favorite shows. Now all I do is point, laugh, point. I'm like, motherfucker, John.
Dude, it's like my sister. She said my mother-in-law used to drink this diet soda, and my sister tasted it, and she said, "Ew, that tastes like baby aspirin." And then my mother-in-law tasted it, and that's all she could taste from then on in.
baby
She was
aspirin.
like,
It's in her head.
"Your sister, that son of a bitch." And now I can't even drink my favorite soda anymore because all I taste is
Yeah,
baby
you
aspirin.
ruined This Is Us for me. That's for sure. That's a show that I used to get. I used to get in touch with my feelings on that one, and then you like got it. Now I can't even do that anymore. I can't even get in touch with my emotions.
I still can't. That show I used to
can get in
love.
touch
The
with your-
guy's just too good of a dad. It makes me sick.
Yeah, he does. He makes me feel really bad about myself.
So you guys want to hear a quick fun fact?
Well, yeah,
Go
sure.
ahead.
It's a quick fun fact about Infinity War.
Oh, I love it. Go ahead.
So Hugo Weaving,
Who's that?
who was Agent Smith in
the
Marvel
girl?
Shield.
in the Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
He was also Elrond.
Oh, yeah. The guy from Walking Dead.
He
I
was-
did know that.
Yes, he was also Elrond.
He didn't do it.
He did not reprise his role as the Red Skull. It was
The guy from Walking Dead.
yes,
the gay
from
guy. I can't remember his
Ross
name.
Marquand.
That's it.
Wow.
He plays a gay guy. I don't know.
I don't know if he's gay in real life, but yes, he
Yeah.
played. I don't
We don't
know
want
the
to get
correct
sued,
one.
Nick. Come on now.
I know, right? For
That
That might be an interesting.
This publicist might come after this
I heard
mega show that we
I
have
heard
here.
They're talking about maybe it'd be kind of cool to bring him back now that he's not protecting the Soul Stone anymore. He doesn't have to sit there, does he?
It depends if he's trapped in the Soul Stone.
No, he's not trapped. He was.
He was on the planet.
He was on the
That's right.
planet because that's where the Tesseract took him, supposedly, and
You're
then because he didn't love anybody, he could never get the Soul Stone.
Yes.
So he just sat there pretty much. But they did. I read an article about when he was talking to Thanos. He mentioned Thanos' dad.
Really?
About there's like some kind of group that Thanos' dad.
Yeah, there's
Started-
Eros and
He
his
mentioned
brother.
He mentioned Thanos' dad. I didn't realize it even the second time because I'm not big into the comics.
Yeah.
But I read an article that when the Red Skull's talking to Thanos, he mentioned a couple names, and one of them was Thanos' dad.
Yes. It's a.
I got to go back and watch that motherfucker. There's a lot of shit in there.
Dude, I really thought you were going to go after work. You get done work that way. You were like texting, like I'm going.
I got stuck at work, and I was like, man, I'm gonna leave early, and I'm gonna go watch this motherfucker. But I didn't, because if my wife found out, she would have killed me. I would have got maimed.
Probably.
especially the timing too.
Yeah, I know. I'd be like, she'd be like, you
Yeah.
motherfucker.
You got to get your daughter to be like, dude, you want to see Infinity War? Tell
Yeah.
mommy you really want to see it.
I can't let her see that. That's a little.
I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. Wait, because the ending.
I let him watch Justice League, but then you can't let him, like some of them you can't. Obviously you can't watch like Punisher and stuff.
no,
like
no,
that.
no.
He puts his fingers through the
Aiden's
guy's
14.
eye.
Yeah. That's probably not a good idea.
Aiden's 14 years old. I kind of think he
You're
plays
clear.
video games that are worse than that crap.
Yeah.
You're clear. I got called out on that too. You're playing Gears of War.
Yeah, when your gun has a saw on the end of it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Cuttings on.
Yeah, it tends to
Yeah.
raise some
Also,
eyebrows.
Did you watch The Expanse this week, John?
No, not this week. I got some catching up to do.
Oh my God! There's this one scene where one of the I'm not gonna spoil too much because it doesn't.
This guy's got free time out the ass.
right now, I do.
Not now. Yeah.
Right now, I'm
jealous.
sucking it in, dude.
This dude's like,
sucking it in.
I've seen Infinity Wars like 8 times. I'm on like 8
Dude,
shows.
he's about to go toe to toe with you. You know?
Dude, I'm gonna be worse.
he's
I'm
got-
gonna have twins, dude. You think I already argue with my wife about keeping this podcast going? She's like,
When are the babies coming, Nick?
December, early December. She goes, when we first found out we had twins, she says, don't worry, you'll have your podcast. 2 weeks later, she's like, you got your podcast tonight. Jesus, I'm so tired. I'm like, you said I could keep the podcast.
So I was telling Cindy, I said to her, I said, listen, worst case scenario,
You come to my house.
I'll come to your house. I'll bring all the gear, and then we'll or we'll just Skype it up. You
No,
know?
I'll come over. It's an hour and a half. I'm sure I can get away.
Yeah, but the podcast.
But it's
will
just
live
going to be
on.
the only thing that's going to hurtful is keeping up to date, like you say. And I got free time because right now I do have a lot of free time. Because you know why? Because my wife is always tired. She goes to bed at 8:00 every night. My daughter goes to bed at 8:00. Guess who's left awake? Aiden's in bed at 8:00. I'm by myself. I'm watching TV, dude. I have nothing else to do.
I get tired after the kids, like putting them to sleep. It's like that puts you to sleep. You're like, God.
Dude, I woke up.
Go to
I kid-
sleep.
I kid
But
you
no,
not.
Taylor
I was
goes
rocking-
to. It's easy.
I was rocking. No, they're older now, but I was rocking Noah to sleep. One
You
time.
rocked him last night, did you?
And yeah, big giant kid, size 10 shoe. I was rocking Noah to sleep one time, and I was exhausted, and I woke up, and I was sitting in a rocker. He
You peed on
he rolled right down to my feet.
No way.
And I woke up, and he was sitting there just looking
Looking
up
at
at
you.
me like, dude, you let me roll down on the floor. He was none worth the wear.
No, my daughter's in this age where she can kind of like she goes to bed like she's on a time. She just goes to bed. So I'm like, but I don't have 3 like you do, but I will little ones soon. So then
Yeah, the baby just throws a wrench in the cogs, dude. That's
Yeah.
the only thing. The rest of them are easy because they're on
get
schedules. But
Yeah.
the baby,
yeah, that's what it's going to be tough for me. So I'm sucking it all in
Yeah,
now.
he
So
marches
after
to his own
December,
tune.
you might be like, dude, Nick, catch the fuck
no,
up.
I'm thinking about your situation though. Like if you get one to sleep and the other one wakes up, like you're like dually fucked.
I'm told you have to. Well, I'm told if you get one to sleep and the other one wakes up, you're supposed to wake both of them up. Like if
Yeah.
they wake up in the middle of the night, one wakes up, you got to wake both of them up because there's a timing thing. Because if you get the other one down, then you go back downstairs. The other one might wake up. But that's a different topic. We're not talking parenting.
the guy at work said to put them in separate rooms or some shit.
No, I heard you keep them in the same room. That's what I heard. So,
Man,
I'm a twin.
John,
Pick
input
one up.
here, a little input.
My mom said, pick one up, put one down. Pick one up, put one down. What do? Pick one up and put one down. That's just the way it rolls. And then what happens is that they eventually start to soothe one another.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when they get old enough, when they're in Taylor's age, when they're 2 to 3 years old, they kind of come play with each other.
Always
just hang
have-
out.
well, you know.
So then that will solve that problem for me because right now she's at an age. Come with me, Daddy. Come with me, and I'm like, oh,
Yep.
I'm so tired.
My closest playmate was my brother. And so,
See, this is where we
Yeah.
realm off. We're not even talking
Yeah, you're
sci-fi
way
anymore.
off.
yeah, we're way off topic.
off.
But I got one big problem solver: condoms. You just put those things on.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, I did in vitro
Oh, yeah,
and all
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that either.
The pull-out method. I try; it doesn't work.
So, are you guys going to see Infinity War again?
I might.
Yeah, I am. I just don't know. When.
I don't know if I can sell
I gotta
that.
let my wife see it first.
I'm thinking this is a 2 or 3 timer.
Oh yeah,
It's already been 2.
Easy.
It's depending
Yeah.
3. It's
Jerry, you got to see that movie, man.
I'm with you.
see
I
the
will.
movie. Come back on.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Definitely come back on. So I think we've traveled into many different areas of.
We're talking about parenting. Where the fuck that come from?
Our wives would be so happy.
We didn't even tie it into like bad parenting. We didn't say, "Oh, by the way, we just watched Guardian of the Galaxy Part 2."
I did say pull-out method though. That might get me
That's
a
all
little
right.
bit
No,
in
you'll be
trouble.
all right. You'll be all right.
That'll go over like a lead balloon.
All right, so I was going to desperately try to pull it back into some type of Marvel reference, but I think we're off the
It's
rails.
just like you're not going to get there, John.
So thank everybody for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Please, if you're listening to the show and you're definitely digging it, give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or on Google Play. You can follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram NJJ Show, or Facebook is your personal poison. Search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show and follow our page. Thanks again, everybody, for listening, and have an awesome week.